Welcome to the Lizard Life. I'm Elizabeth, Liz, or Lizard, depending on how you know me, and this is my life. I don't like this background. I thought it would be cute because this is an old baby blanket of mine, and it's just not feeling it. But that's not what we're talking about in this video. This video, I'm doing another craft. I really miss doing that, and I love it, so I'm excited. We are putting together pieces for my FanX costume. I'm very excited. We kind of changed our plan. So I'm going with my mom and Elf, who I went to Oregon and back with. And we were going to be traveling minstrels, but we never ended up putting together music, so that kind of wouldn't work. So I realized that Elf's costume would make an excellent gender-bent steampunk Jafar from Disney's Aladdin. And I was like, we totally have stuff for my mom to be Ursula. We can just steampunk it up. And I had a little bit of a harder time figuring out what to do for myself. And then I realized that if I used the wig from when my mom was Ursula a few years ago and painted half of it black, I have some things that can work for Cruella Deville. I'm a little bit unsure about how to make mine steampunk, because I have pieces that will work really well for Cruella Deville in general, but I really don't have a lot of steampunk anything. So I have made a couple purchases, and Elf also bought some like charm gears and stuff that I can use and that all of us are using. So it's gonna be interesting to figure out how to make this work for the theme. So let's go. First things first, we gotta have that iconic Dalmatian look, right? The thing is, through most of the original animated 101 Dalmatians movie, she's not wearing spotted or Dalmatian. It's like an off-white fur coat. So I'm not gonna have a ton of spotted stuff in my outfit, but I'm thinking I will have like a belt situation, and in order to achieve that, I bought this with the intention of like tearing it up, but it's really cute and I'm kind of sad about that now. But I'm still gonna do it because that's why I bought this, and I really don't need to have a stuffed animal, as cute as it is. Also, I colored the spots on myself. It was completely white with just like this Christmas thing going on. I'm kind of sad about it, but I'm gonna do it. I had this intention that I was gonna be like, ah ha 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 ha, rip up this puppy, Cruella Deville. But, I've been feeling more emotional lately, so that's not really an option for me at the moment. So I just discovered there's something hard in the paw. I think it must have been like a sound effect. Glad it doesn't work anymore. Have y'all ever tried to figure out how to best humanely take apart a really cute stuffed animal dog? I have. I determined that because you eat animal crackers head first, I should take the head off first. Oh boy. Also, in the process of taking apart this stuffed animal dog, I discovered that it was originally a Build-A-Bear. There was the little logo thing and a heart, and I once again, very, very glad that sound effect thing did not work anymore. I bought this at a thrift store, and I specifically, like, chose this white dog. Like, I looked up and down the aisle of stuffed animals several times trying to find one that would be big enough. And luckily, this one worked out really, really well, but knowing it was a Build-A-Bear kind of made me even more sad because I was like, I really hope this wasn't a gift to somebody. But again, it was at a thrift store, so it's not like somebody had previously already gotten rid of it. So I wasn't like taking anything from anyone. Y'all don't need to watch this whole thing. It's kind of boring. I just like took it apart and pulled out all the cotton, which was super soft. Like, I'm very much happy that I can reuse that for another project in the future. Having you at this angle is definitely better. So now I've got the different pieces that I think I will need for this. I've kind of gotten over the sadness of taking apart a really cute stuffed animal. So now it's funny that I have a head. Before I start sewing those pieces together, I want to work on dyeing this. Oh my gosh. Ha, you've already seen the rest of that clip. Yeah, this was several days later, after I had had all of those fails with that frickin' wig. But the next task that actually went into this costume was to sew the pieces of dog fur together. I was intending to make a belt because my first idea with this costume was to wear this oversized leather jacket I have and then use this belt to like cinch it at my waist, which was okay looking, but it really wasn't like steampunk. So I scrapped the leather jacket and ended up with something way better and still used this. It's no longer a belt. I'm not even sure what to call it. My mom called it something. I don't remember what the word was. After I had this all sewn into the correct shape, I sewed some metallic silver fabric on the back and around the outside edges, which was a good idea, except that I didn't measure correctly and had to cut off the back of it. But I just left the metallic silver around the edges to make, and it ended up looking really nice. The next task was to work on the actual wig. As you can see, it already had some curl in it, and I thought it would be a good idea to comb it. I scrapped that idea pretty quickly, but I wanted it to have more curl because I thought that it being very curly would give me a good starting point for actually styling the thing, and it turned out much better than I expected. It was great. But funny story about these curlers. When I was a sophomore in high school, I was in a musical called The Will Rogers Follies, which takes place in the early 1900s, I think. I'd have to look that up again. But I needed to have very curly hair for this show. The problem with that is my hair will not hold a texture. Like, I'll curl it, I'll spend like 2 hours curling it, and half an hour later it'll be back to just straight with maybe a little bit of a wave. Similarly, if I have my hair in braids for like 10 hours, then my hair will stay wavy for a few hours after that, but it goes back to straight pretty dang quickly. And I've tried using like curl cream and other products, and it just won't do anything unless I use a ridiculous amount of hairspray. So when I was in Will Rogers Follies, my sister helped me put my hair in curlers the night before a dress rehearsal to see if that would work. This was the very first time we had ever used curlers, and we knew that I would need a lot of hairspray. The next day, my hair was basically plastic. uh, we had used so much hairspray that even after the curlers were taken out, my hair stayed that shape, like exactly. I looked like Shirley Temple for most of that day, which was really funny too because at the time my hair was so long it was to my mid-thighs. So imagine that much hair just up in little like tubes around my head. That was a little bit embarrassing, but it's all good. I laugh at it now. Um, so after doing some research, I discovered that a great way to curl a synthetic wig is to bring water to almost a boil and then dip the hair in the hot water, like already wrapped around curlers, and then just let that sit and dry. And it actually worked really, really well. Like, I am still so impressed with how nice those curls stayed. Because, like I said, my hair will not do that. As you saw, we dipped her in nearly boiling water and allowed her to sit for about 24 hours once again. Here's the thing though, these curlers are made of sponges. I could have used different ones that are hard plastic, but those have little spikes, and I was worried about the hair getting caught on those. So I thought this would be the lesser of two evils. I thought that 24 hours would be long enough for these all to dry, and most of them have. Maybe. But, not all of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to unwrap them and then roll them back up and bobby pin them into place and let that sit for another few hours, and then I'm gonna hairspray it and we'll see what happens after that because this is the last night I have before FanX. Like, it's literally tomorrow morning, so I don't have a lot of time. Look at all. Oh my goodness. The bangs. They're all their own little. But also. It's so bouncy. So it was. I didn't end up putting any hairspray in it. I probably will after I actually style it more. That's another bit of bangs. That's funny. Yeah, right now it looks absolutely ridiculous, but I think after some styling it'll be better. Look at the back. Oh boy. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll need to do something with that. It's all very uneven. Also, like, you can tell I have a giant forehead underneath this. Don't love that. The idea here was to have it be curly as a base so that I can then, like, pin it in places to do like a Victorian kind of look, but messy. So I think this will actually be perfect for that. Right now, it, it kind of looks like the old like English, whoops, the old like English judges, like the powdered wigs. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Now I get to figure out how to style it. I've looked at a few things on Pinterest, but I haven't really found any ideas that I like. So I think this is just gonna be futzing around until I find a look that I'm happy with. And a lot more bouncing. Bro, like, this actually turned out so easy to make a really, really great hairdo. Like, literally, I just threw the goggles on that I had purchased. Those started out gold and black, and I painted over them in silver to match the aesthetic better. And then, like, I literally just threw most of the hair on top of my head, bobbedy, stuck 2 bobby pins in it, and hairsprayed it. Like, it was so easy. I was, like, mind blown with how easy I was able to make this look perfect. And then I took the remaining hair and just tied it in a low ponytail. Like, I literally took some ribbon and tied a knot around it. It was so easy. Also, I forgot to get a video or picture or anything of this, but I took the heart from the Build-A-Bear and I sewed some of the gear charms on it and then sewed that to the ribbon that was tying the hair in the ponytail. And, like, that's it. Like, what? Like, are you joking? This was so freaking easy. I was, like, mind blown by how easy I was able to get, like, the perfect hairstyle for this costume. It was so good! So this skirt normally is just a nice white, has like a floral pattern in it that you can sort of see, like you can kind of see that. Kind of cute. And then it has like a scalloped bottom, but I thought it would be perfect as like a little bustle kind of thing. I'm not sure if that's the right word for this, but I did this with it. And then I added these chains, just like sewed them in place along with this. This is gonna go like that, but it makes it hard to unzip. And then I have these tiny scissors hanging from a chain as well. I think it's great. It turned out like perfect. It looks so good with the rest of the costume. So that's that. I'm going to add some like bobbins of thread hanging from the chains. And yeah. Good news, everyone. I found a use for the head. I'm gonna make it into a little bag for like my wallet and phone. Okay, how funny would it be if I just like left the face on though? Just like let it hang from my hip or something, just like that. I'm not gonna do that, but it would be funny. Base, boom. Vest, boom. Skirt, boom. Hey, everything else, ha ha ha. This is amazing! Oh my goodness! It's so good! And that's FanX 2023. I don't know what else to say. It was a blast. It was way more crowded than usual. Like, I don't know, there were just a lot more people than usual for some reason. Oh, there's the Build-A-Bear heart that was on the back of the wig. I am so heckin' proud of how that costume came together. Like, whew, all three of our costumes just mwah, perfect. Like, I can't, they couldn't have been better, honestly. Just so good. I ended up spending more money than I should have, which makes me a little bit stressed. But the morning of the very first day of FanX, I got a call from one of the jobs that I interviewed for, that I was complaining about in my last video. And so now I have an actual job. In addition to the seasonal Fear Factory job that I've been doing, which is super fun and also kind of stressful, just because of scheduling things. I spent way too much money over the weekend, but it was worth it because look at these earrings I got. Hold on, let me get a little closer. Okay. See this? Pinky on the brain. Next week's video is going to be showing off the things that I bought. So you're going to have to wait another week for that, because I did not have time. This video is already going to be like 20-ish minutes, and I don't really want to go over that much. Especially because the last one was like 30 minutes. I don't know how, like, oh, that was crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. And stay tuned for the things that I purchased at FanX. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Okay, go.
Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Look at this thing on my head. It's so curly and crazy.